Hey guys, today I'm going to be doing a little bit of final shaping on some necks. I've already done a step. I'm just going to briefly go over what they look like before I do final shaping. So when they come off the CNC, you'll see that they look like this. You'll see all these little grooves, and that's from the cutter. So the CNC will cut it, roughly to the size that the customer wants, whether it be a thick neck or a standard neck or a thin neck. C-shaped neck, V-shaped neck, D-shaped neck. It'll pretty much do that profile to a degree, but it'll actually leave a little bit of extra thickness because we want to sand out all these grooves, but if it cut perfectly to the thickness and I sand this out, then it's going to be too thin. So it leaves a little bit of extra meat that we can sand off, especially before paint. We want to make sure it looks really good. So you don't want to see any of these cutter marks. So again, just really quick, here I have like a horizontal style spindle. It actually has like an air bladder in it, so it's full of air, or like a balloon. I'm not sure what you would call it exactly, but it's got a little bit of give to it. And what that allows me to do is I'll do runs basically vertically like this. As I'm removing material, I can just measure the thickness as I'm going, making sure it stays even, and ultimately make sure it's to the thickness that the customer wants. So yeah, then once all these cutter marks are gone and it's to the thickness I want, then I'll take it over to final sanding to get ready for paint. All right, now that we're over here, what I want to try and do is, I can't get rid of some of these cutter marks on that spindle. You can see all the stuff in here that still remains. We'll go in and maybe spindle the sides, but any of these kind of like rough areas, I'll have to take something like a DA and actually just go in here, do a lot of this shaping basically by hand just to kind of get all of this stuff smoothed out. Want to make sure there's no scratches. Since that spindle we have over there is 80 grit, and we want to get it to at least 400 grit before we paint it so you can't see any of the scratches and it feels good. Eventually, I have one that's finished over here. It'll be nice and smooth. We'll tape it up so no paint gets on the fretboard, stays nice and clean. You can see doesn't have any of those really hard edges or cutter marks anymore, and it's ready for paint. All right, see ya.